Hello, welcome to this tutorial which will show you how to use Zapworks Designer to create an augmented reality project called Dino Park. The full project brief plus downloadable assets such as images and 3D models can be downloaded from computingrevision.net, which is also a great place for all of your IT computer science revision too. When you log into Zapworks for the first time, you should see a screen which looks something like this. I'm going to click Create Project, and I'm going to use Designer. There are other options on there, but we're just going to stick with Designer. This is plenty for our needs. So click Save and Continue. And then I'm going to give our project a name. I'm going to call it Dino Park. And press Open Designer. This will take a few seconds to get loaded up. Oh, that was quick. And we're going to produce our project for handheld devices such as our smartphones. So click once on that. And we're going to use image tracking. So we're going to have a flat image which our phone will lock onto and help to position the augmented reality objects such as our 3D dinosaurs. So click on image tracking and it opens our page which looks like this. The first thing we need to do is select a target image. Sometimes this is called a marker image. So click on select target image. We're going to be using a flat surface because it's a good idea if you've already printed out the marker image. Press next. Click on browse and I'm going to upload dino marker small.jpg and press open. There we go, and press confirm. Now this image here has been specially chosen so that it's easy for our devices to lock onto without interfering with how the images look. I'm just going to drop the preview opacity down a little bit so that it makes our other assets much easier to see. And that is the first step done. In our first scene, which users will see when the project first loads, we want to have the Dino Park logo, the stone tablet with the entry instructions on, and the 3D park gate moving towards us. So we need to import these. These are called assets. So I'm going to click on the image tab here, and I'm going to go to Browse Media Library. And the easiest way to upload my assets is just to drag them from my desktop into this space here. So I'm just going to do that, and then we'll take a few seconds to upload. So while they're processing, it's worth pointing out that the 3D images are very large. If you're on a slow connection, or you just want to speed up your projects, I would upload the 2D images rather than the 3D images. We can see here the 3D image is still uploading, and that is now done. So in the images tab here, I can see the images, and in the 3D tab here, I can see the park gates. Once those are in the media library, we can then begin using them in our project. So I'm going to add an image first of all. So I'm going to put the Dino Park logo, the Dino Park logo at the top there. And I'm going to use these arrows here to position it. But I can also use these coordinates on the side. So the X position is left and right. And because everything is defined by the center point, I'm going to change that to 0, which is the center. Okay. And I'm also going to put the tap to enter instructions on there as well. Let's move that down a little bit. And again, I'm going to position that in the center like that. Now to bring in the park gates. Now I'm going to bring these in just by dragging them in. And we can see that that is actually far too large. So I'm going to change the scale of this one here. Let's drop it down to, let's try 10. Okay, so that's quite far down. Let's bring it down a little bit. There we go. In fact, I'm going to position this dead center. So X is going to be 0, Y is going to be 0, and Z is also going to be 0. Let's close that off. Now in the bottom right hand corner here, we can see this cube. And if we click and drag this cube, that gives us a 3D image. So we can see that the Dino Park logo is right at 0 on the Z axis, and also the tap to enter. Okay, now I'm going to click tap to enter and I'm going to bring that quite far forward. Okay, so we can see we've got a bit of a 3D effect on there. To recenter it, all you need to do is click back onto the face that we're interested in viewing. So now we have the Dino Park logo on there. We've got the tap to enter graphic on there, and we have the gates on there. I'm just going to make sure it all fits on our screen nicely. So if I click on there, that will show me how it looks on a phone. And again, we can move around like that and have a little bit of a play with it. Remember to click back onto AR before we try to do any more editing. When our scene first loads, we want the gate to move forward towards the user in a 3D effect. We can do this using the onload effect. So I'm just going to click off here. Okay, so make sure that nothing is selected on there, and this brings up the scene menu on the right hand side. So let's move down to scene actions and click on there. So scene actions on load, this means that when the scene first loads, we are going to do some form of action. So I've clicked on there, and we've only got two options. I'm going to choose animate object, and I want this to scale. Okay, well, first of all, make sure we are selecting the correct one, which is park gates, and I want this to scale. And I want this to scale to, let's change this to 4 and see how we get on. We're going to have a 1 second duration, and we want it to just do once, so click loop count 1. We can test this now works. If we press the play button here, we can see that the park gates move towards us. Now that the gates have moved to the front, we want to make a bit of interactivity so that when the user taps to enter, it moves to the next scene. That's the one with the dinosaurs on, which should be pretty cool. So we are going to add an action to tap to enter so that it takes you to scene 2. However, at the moment, we only have one scene there. So I've just clicked on there, and I'm going to press the plus button there. And we go through the same procedure as when we first made our project. So I'm going to click on image tracking, create scene. We need to select a target image, and helpfully there's a little option there for us to use exactly the same one as before. So now I can move between our two scenes by clicking on these little arrows here. So let's go back to scene 1, and I'm going to click on tap to enter. And on the side here, let me just minimize that one there. I'm going to go to actions. So this action relates to the selected object rather than the whole scene. So I'm going to click to add a new action, and then I'm going to click where it says no action set, and you can see we've got many more options here. So I'm going to tap links to scene and have it linked to scene 2. Okay, and that's it. We are done at that point. Now we can't test it on the screen itself. We need to generate a preview. So you'll need a smartphone or a tablet in order to make this work. But if you click on preview, it will generate a temporary QR code for you, and it will also put the marker image on screen. We can see this does take a few seconds to work. There we go. Now my QR code here won't work. It is only a short-term one. But if you get your camera phone or your tablet, point it at this, click on the link, and then hover over this image here, or better still the printed PDF which we've given to you, and you should see on your phone or your tablet your animation working, and if you tap to enter, it will take you to scene 2. Now don't forget there's nothing on scene 2 at the moment, so don't be worried if you can't see anything on there. And that is our first scene complete. Welcome to the second of our 2 Dino Park tutorials. We're going to add some dinosaurs and some information stone tablets to our second scene. So let's click on the scene button at the bottom and move to scene 2, and we will see that it is blank. First thing we need to do is to import our assets. So I'm going to click on image, I'm going to click on browse media library, and I'm going to bring in 3 dinosaurs and the stone tablet information files which accompany them. Now they will take a minute or 2 to upload. Please don't try and use all of the dinosaur images because you only have a 50 megabyte file size limit, and you will very quickly exceed that if you try to bring in even more assets. Okay, so they have now uploaded. So I'm going to close that off. Let's bring in the first of our dinosaurs. So I'm going to bring in the T-Rex first of all, and I'm just going to drag it from the 3D models library into there. Now that is obviously far too big, so let's drop that down to about a height of about 15. Well, let's make it even smaller, let's make it 10. Okay, and as before, I can position it using the arrows here to move it up, down, left and right, and also on the Z axis. So I'm actually going to change the Z axis here to 0 so that our T-Rex is right at the center of the image. Let's call in the next one. I'm going to call in the pterodactyl next. Obviously this is your project and where you place them is up to you. So I'm going to make the pterodactyl, let's go for 7. There we go. Now there is an element of trial and error in your positioning. I'm just going to center it that way. And I'm also going to center it on the Z axis. So again, it's quite far back. And then finally, I'm going to bring in our final one, the Brachiosaurus. Okay, again, far too big. So I'm going to drop him down to 15 as well. He can be a little bit bigger than the T-Rex. And I'm going to change the Z axis on there to 0. Okay, so let's move him up a little bit just so that he's basically in line with the T-Rex. Yeah, it's close enough. So there will be a little bit of trial and error involved in this. Let's just make sure that it fits onto the screen by pressing on the button there. And we can see that actually my Brachiosaurus is not quite in the right place. So using the red arrow, just bring him in a little bit there. That'll do. That's good stuff. Okay, back to the augmented reality. Now a little bit later on we are going to be animating the dinosaurs so that when we tap on them they move to the front, and then when we tap on the stone tablet with the information on, they return to their original position. So because of that we need to make a quick note of the position of each one. So I've clicked on my T-Rex, grab a pen and paper, and you will need to make a note of these position coordinates. Now obviously yours are going to be different to mine, so we need those for the T-Rex. You need to get the position coordinates for your second dinosaur, and you'll need to get your position coordinates for your third dinosaur. So make sure you write those down carefully and keep them in a safe place. We'll be using them in a few minutes.